Would you believe me if I told you the Pixar movies all took place in the same universe? When you think about it, all the movies have something in common. The conflicts between animals, machines, and humans. Our timeline starts with Brave. Here we see magic that turns the queen, Merida's mother, into a bear. The magic belongs to a witch who lives in the forest. The witch's power explains why animals and inanimate objects like the tools in the witch's shop behave like humans. The witch also vanishes through doors, which is something to remember for later on. Hundreds of years in the Pixar universe later, the world depends on superheroes. We see this in The Incredibles. Buddy, the not-so-super villain, creates an artificial intelligence robot that by the end turns on him. That raises the question of why machines and normally inanimate objects have something against humans. That question brings us to Toy Story. Here, humans are shown using and abusing the toys. These toys clearly have their own societies and feelings. A society of objects is believed to be from Buddy's designs, having evolved from the robots he built. So, we know a little bit more about the conflicts between machines and humans, but what about animals? In Finding Nemo, animals realize the harm humans are committing to the earth and their habitats, and resentment starts to grow. In Ratatouille, Remy makes a small group of friends while invading the kitchen that has been a human-only territory until now. By the end of the movie, the villain, Chef Skinner, discovers unknown intelligence of animals that are surprisingly smarter than humans. But at the end, he disappears. What will villains do with this newfound discovery about animals? They harness the thoughts of animals, just like Charles Muntz, the antagonist in Up. Is it possible that Charles Muntz is connected to Chef Skinner? One last thing you have to keep in mind. The company that forces Carl to move out of his small house as the city develops. That company has the same name as the antagonist a couple movies later, B&L, by and large. B&L is also the company in WALL-E that has polluted the world and even taken over world government. Humans are forced to move to space, but eventually make their way back because they find the last plant on Earth. That plant is shown in the credits, and it has grown to become a large, thriving tree, a tree that looks stunningly like the main tree in Bug's Life. Although Bug's Life, the retelling of Aesop's fable, The Ant and the Grasshopper, was released in '98, the Pixar Theory suggests it takes place far, far in the future, because the only animals seen are bugs and birds, just like in WALL-E. In this movie, we pick up hints of humans on Earth again, which makes sense because by the end of WALL-E, a very small number of humans return. Some 2,000 years later, the monster species is born. The strange mix of humanoid animals might lead us to believe they live in an alternate universe, different from the human universe, but actually this is the same Pixar world far in the future. We see monsters traveling through doors to the past where humans existed. because they realize they made a mistake when they caused the extinction of humans. They need humans for energy, which they get from their screams. A key point of the Pixar theory is that humans are basically batteries. Then Boo, a little girl Mike and Sully were scaring, escapes. She befriends Sully, but at the end of the movie, she's sent away back in time to her family. We see her at the end of the movies where she keeps looking for Sully. According to the Pixar theory, Boo eventually finds magic and learns how to travel through time through magic doors as she continues to look for her friend Sully. Those powers turn Boo into the witch from Brave. The witch's workshop houses magical tools that work on their own, and it also reveals a carving of Sully. Those clues, along with the fact that when the witch walks through the door to her hut, the space inside changes magically, proves that the traveling witch is really Boo. We believe she travels through time searching for her fuzzy companion, and as she goes, she alters the living qualities of animals and machines living throughout time. That cycle is the premise of the Pixar Theory.